Have you ever walked away from a woman, completely silent, no explanation, no goodbye, and watched the entire dynamic of your life shift? There's a power in walking away that most men never discover because they're trapped in the cycle of chasing, apologizing, and compromising. But you're not like most men. You're here to understand why silence is not just golden, it's transformational. What happens when you stop talking, stop chasing, and unapologetically put yourself first? Today, we break it all down. And by the end of this, you won't just know the answer, you'll feel it. Type silent power in the comments below if you're ready to stick with me till the end, because this could change everything you think you know about relationships. Most men spend their lives giving everything they have to women who don't value them. They chase, they text first, they wait for replies, they plan dates, they bend over backward, all while slowly losing their dignity, their peace, and their sense of self-worth. It's heartbreaking. But here's the truth. Walking away changes everything. It's not just about leaving her, it's about reclaiming your power as a man. Think about it. In every relationship where you felt unappreciated, you were probably doing all the heavy lifting. You were the one investing, while she was just there. Maybe she gave breadcrumbs of attention to keep you hooked, or maybe she outright disrespected you. And you let it happen because you thought it was normal. You thought it was the cost of love, but it's not. And in this video, you're going to learn how walking away without a single word can turn that entire dynamic upside down. This isn't about playing games. It's not about being toxic. It's about realizing your worth and refusing to accept less. And if you're ready to commit to that journey, hit that subscribe button, because this channel is about giving men the tools they need to thrive, not just in relationships, but in life. And when you subscribe, you make this content accessible to more men who need to hear it. Now let's begin. Number 1. The shock of silence. When you stop chasing, something happens that you might not expect. It's not just silence, it's a void that she cannot ignore. This isn't about playing games or trying to manipulate. This is about shifting the power dynamic entirely. And yes, it hurts. It hurts because you've invested your time, your energy, and maybe even your self-worth into someone who's been taking it for granted. But here's the kicker. When you pull back, the shockwave is instant. It's not about her wondering if you're upset. It's about her realizing something far deeper. She starts to feel the absence of you, not just the texts, the calls, or the attention, but the presence of a man who valued her. That's what shakes her to her core. Because most men, they can't walk away. They hover, they chase, they beg. But you're different. You're not like most men. You've got the courage to step back and let the silence speak louder than any words ever could. And it's in that silence that she begins to question herself. Was she wrong? Did she misjudge you? Did she let someone slip away who was worth more than she realized? These questions don't come from you explaining yourself or trying to prove your worth. They come from the absence of your energy. That's the power of silence. It's not about hurting her. It's about reclaiming yourself. Think about the last time you pulled away. If you did it with purpose, you know what happens next. She starts to notice. Not immediately, but slowly. The consistency she took for granted is gone. The texts that used to light up her phone don't arrive anymore. And at first, she might brush it off. But soon, it begins to eat at her. Because deep down, every woman knows the difference between a man who's just distracted and a man who's walking away with purpose. Walking away isn't weak, it's strength, it's confidence. It's a declaration that you don't need to beg for anyone's attention. And that, my friend, is what sets you apart. Number 2. The power of walking away. Walking away without looking back isn't just a move, it's a mindset. It's about owning your worth and refusing to compromise it for anyone, no matter how much you might care about her. And here's the truth most men don't want to hear. If you're chasing her, she's running. The very act of pursuing someone who isn't reciprocating fully is draining, degrading, and ultimately self-destructive. But when you walk away, you flip the script. Suddenly, she's the one left wondering. She's the one who has to decide whether she values what you brought into her life. And that's the point. You're not forcing her to change her mind. You're giving her the space to decide if she's willing to lose you. Now let me make one thing clear. Walking away isn't about pretending you don't care. It's not about shutting off your emotions or acting cold. It's about setting a boundary. It's about saying, "This is who I am, and I refuse to beg for love, attention, or respect." That's a boundary that most men never set. They're too busy compromising, bending over backward, trying to prove themselves. But not you. Not anymore. Imagine a world where you never have to chase again. Imagine the freedom that comes with knowing that if someone doesn't see your worth, they're not for you. That's the world you step into when you walk away unapologetically. And the best part, you'll find that the moment you stop chasing is the moment you start attracting. Women notice. They notice the man who isn't desperate for validation. They notice the man who's willing to say, "I deserve better." But here's the hard truth. Walking away isn't easy. It takes guts. It takes a level of self-respect that most men haven't developed yet. Because it means facing the fear of losing her. It means confronting the possibility that she might not come back. But what's the alternative? Spending your life begging for scraps of attention, settling for less than you deserve. That's not living, that's surviving, and you're here to thrive. Number 3, her emotional reflection. Now let's talk about what happens on her side when you walk away, and make no mistake, there is always a reaction. It might not happen right away, but it's inevitable, because your silence forces her to reflect, to question, to reevaluate everything she thought she knew about you and the relationship. At first, she might feel a sense of relief. That's the ego talking. She might think, finally, he's backed off. But as the days go by, that relief turns into something else. It turns into curiosity, and then it turns into doubt, because she starts to notice the difference between the other men who chased her and you. She starts to realize that you weren't just another guy looking for her attention. You were different, you were real, and now you're gone. And that's when the real reflection begins. She starts to replay every conversation, every moment, every decision that led to this point. Was she too distant? Did she take you for granted? Was she wrong about who you were and what you meant? These aren't questions you can force her to ask. They're questions that only arise when you've created the space for her to feel your absence. But here's the beauty of this process. It's not about her, it's about you. Because while she's reflecting, so are you. You're realizing that your worth was never tied to her validation. You're understanding that walking away wasn't just a move, it was a statement that says, I value myself enough to let go of anyone who doesn't see my worth. And let me tell you something. When you walk away with that kind of confidence, it changes you. It changes the way you see yourself, the way you see relationships, and the way you carry yourself in the world. Suddenly, you're not just another man chasing attention. You're a man who knows his value, who respects himself, and who refuses to settle for less. And that's the man she can't ignore. Because deep down, every woman respects a man who respects himself. Every woman is drawn to the man who's willing to walk away rather than compromise his worth. And that's who you are now. So while she's sitting there wondering what went wrong, you're moving forward. You're growing, evolving, and becoming the kind of man who doesn't just attract attention, he commands it. And that, my friend, is the ultimate power. Not because she might come back, but because you've finally taken control of your own story. Number 4, regaining your emotional ground. When you pull back and silence takes over, something profound happens, not just to her, but to you. For the first time in perhaps a long while, you're no longer distracted by the chase. You're no longer consumed by the constant need for her validation. That space you've created, it's where your true power begins to emerge. And yes, it's uncomfortable at first. It stings, it hurts. But that pain is what sets you free. As men, we're conditioned to think that our worth is tied to how much we can give to others, especially women. But when you step back and reclaim your emotional ground, you realize how wrong that is. Your worth doesn't come from how much you text her, how much you care for her, or how much you're willing to sacrifice for her attention. It comes from who you are when no one's watching, when no one's validating you, when it's just you facing yourself in the mirror. Think about it. How many times have you bent over backward to keep someone happy? How many times have you ignored your own needs just to keep her around? And what did it get you? Frustration, exhaustion, a sinking feeling in your gut that you were giving more than you were getting. That's not love. That's not connection. That's self-betrayal. And it ends the moment you decide to walk away and focus on yourself. This is where the real growth happens. Walking away isn't just a decision, it's an act of courage. It's saying to yourself, I matter, my time matters, my energy matters. And once you make that decision, the power you feel is undeniable. You start to see things clearly for the first time. The fog of neediness lifts, and suddenly you're no longer chasing, you're building. You're building yourself into the man you were always meant to be. And let's be clear, this isn't about becoming bitter or jaded. It's not about proving her wrong or making her regret her choices. It's about letting go of the need for her to see your worth, because finally, you see it for yourself. That's where your emotional ground lies, in the unshakable realization that your value isn't up for debate. It's not dependent on anyone else's opinion. It just is. When you're in this space, everything changes. You're no longer texting her to see if she cares. You're no longer scrolling through her social media, trying to figure out what she's thinking. You've let go of all of that. Instead, you're focusing on what truly matters, your growth, your goals, and your peace of mind. And let me tell you something, nothing is more attractive than a man who's at peace with himself. The silence you've created, it's a reflection of the inner strength you're cultivating. And while she might not understand it at first, she will feel it. She'll feel the shift in energy, the absence of your attention, and it will force her to reflect on what she's lost. But by then, you won't even need her to, because you'll already be on your way to something greater. Number 5. Redefining your value. The moment you stop chasing is the moment you redefine your value, not just in her eyes, but in your own. And this isn't just about walking away, it's about walking into a new version of yourself, a version that doesn't beg, doesn't plead, and doesn't settle for less than what you deserve. When you stop trying to prove your worth to someone else, you begin to see it for what it truly is: priceless. You're no longer stuck in the cycle of seeking approval or validation. Instead, you're focused on becoming the man who naturally commands respect, admiration, and attraction, not because you demand it, but because you embody it. Think about the men you admire most. They're not chasing anyone's approval. They're not bending over backward to be liked. They're simply living their truth, unapologetically. And that's what makes them magnetic. They know their value, and they refuse to compromise it for anyone. That's the kind of man you're becoming. A man who doesn't need to be validated because he validates himself. And yes, this is where it gets controversial, because society has conditioned men to believe that their worth is tied to how much they can give, how much they can sacrifice, and how much they can endure for someone else's approval. But that's a lie. Your worth isn't something you earn by giving endlessly. It's something you claim by standing firm in who you are. This shift in mindset doesn't just change the way you see yourself, it changes the way others see you. Women notice when a man respects himself. They notice when a man has boundaries, when he knows his worth, and when he's not afraid to walk away from anything that doesn't align with his values. That kind of confidence is rare, and it's irresistible. But let's take this a step further. Redefining your value isn't just about how others see you. It's about how you see your life. When you stop chasing, you free up all the energy you were pouring into someone else, and you start investing it in yourself. You start pursuing your passions, your goals, and your dreams. You become the kind of man who doesn't just survive, he thrives. And that's what separates you from the crowd. When you're in this space, you're no longer worried about whether she texts you back or whether she's thinking about you. You've moved beyond that. You're too busy building something meaningful. And the irony? That's when she notices you the most. Because the moment you stop needing her attention is the moment you become the man she can't stop thinking about. This isn't about playing games or trying to manipulate. It's about reclaiming your power and living your life on your terms. And once you've tasted that freedom, you'll never go back. Because you'll realize that your value was never tied to her. It was always within you. So ask yourself this: are you ready to redefine your value? Are you ready to stop chasing and start building? Because the moment you make that decision, everything changes. You change, your life changes, and the world starts to see you for who you truly are. A man who knows his worth and refuses to settle for anything less. Number 6. The dynamics of attraction shift. When you stop chasing, you disrupt the entire dynamic of attraction. This isn't a small shift, it's a seismic change. Every step you took toward her before, the texts, the calls, the compliments, was energy. Energy that communicated, "I need you to see my value." But now you've flipped the script. By walking away, you've sent an entirely different message. I know my value, and I don't need to prove it to you or anyone else. That silence, that absence, it speaks louder than any words ever could. She starts to notice the shift, not just in how you interact with her, but in how you carry yourself. You've gone from being predictable to being a mystery, and nothing piques attraction more than curiosity. She's left wondering, what's he thinking? Why did he stop? Did I misjudge him? And here's the truth most men never understand. Attraction isn't built through chasing. It's built through presence, confidence, and self-respect. When you stop chasing, you stop over-investing in someone who isn't meeting you halfway. You stop depleting yourself emotionally, mentally, and even physically for someone who hasn't earned it. That energy doesn't disappear. It shifts. And as it shifts back to you, you begin to radiate something incredibly powerful: independence. Independence isn't just attractive, it's magnetic. Women are drawn to men who stand firm in their own lives, who aren't swayed by every passing emotion or external validation. When you stop chasing, you become that man. The man who doesn't need her attention to feel whole. The man who's perfectly fine on his own. And that kind of confidence, it's irresistible. But let's go deeper. Attraction isn't just about how she perceives you, it's about how you perceive yourself. When you stop chasing, you start to see yourself differently. You realize that you've been giving your power away, not just to her, but to anyone who didn't deserve it. You've been seeking approval outside of yourself, and now, for the first time, you've taken it back. That shift changes everything. You walk differently, you talk differently, you even think differently, and people notice. Here's where it gets powerful. By walking away, you're not just changing how she sees you, you're changing how every person in your life sees you. You're setting a standard for how you demand to be treated. And the more you embody that standard, the more it becomes a natural part of who you are. You're no longer a man who settles. You're a man who attracts, a man who chooses, a man who doesn't compromise his worth for anyone. And don't mistake this for arrogance. This isn't about being better than anyone else. It's about being better for yourself. It's about creating a life where you don't need to chase, because what's meant for you will naturally be drawn to you. That's the beauty of this shift. It's not forced. It's not manipulative. It's authentic. When she feels that shift, it hits her hard. She might not admit it, but she feels the difference. She senses that you're no longer waiting for her, no longer hanging on her every word or action. And that's when the dynamic of attraction flips entirely. Suddenly, she's the one wondering what she needs to do to earn your attention. She's the one questioning if she misjudged you. She's the one chasing, not because you manipulated her, but because you stopped chasing her. Number 7. Silence as a tool. Silence is one of the most powerful tools you have, yet most men underestimate its impact. Silence isn't just the absence of words, it's the presence of purpose. When you go silent, you're not just pulling back, you're creating space. Space for reflection, space for growth, and space for her to truly feel the weight of your absence. Think about how often you've tried to fill the silence in the past. Maybe you texted her again after she didn't reply. Maybe you explained yourself when she pulled away. Maybe you kept reaching out, hoping she'd see your effort. And what did that get you? Frustration, disappointment, a sense of powerlessness. That's because filling the silence doesn't create connection. It creates dependence. But when you embrace silence, you shift the energy entirely. You're no longer trying to fix, explain, or chase. You're simply stepping back and allowing the situation to unfold naturally. And in that space, she has no choice but to confront her own thoughts and emotions. She starts to wonder why you've stopped. She starts to reflect on what she might have done wrong, and most importantly, she starts to miss the version of you that she took for granted. Silence is also a tool for you. It's not just about her reflection, it's about yours. When you stop filling the silence, you start to hear yourself more clearly. You start to recognize the patterns that led you to chase in the first place. Was it fear, insecurity, a need for validation? Whatever it was, silence gives you the clarity to confront it and overcome it. And let's talk about the power of restraint. When you resist the urge to reach out, you're not just showing her that you're strong, you're proving it to yourself. Every time you want to text her and don't, every time you feel the urge to explain yourself and hold back, you're building emotional discipline. And that discipline doesn't just serve you in this relationship, it serves you in every area of your life. Silence also communicates something that words never can: self-respect. When you're silent, you're saying, I don't need to beg for your attention. I don't need to prove my worth to you. My actions speak for themselves. And that kind of self-assuredness is incredibly powerful. It doesn't just change how she sees you, it changes how you see yourself. But silence isn't passive, it's active, it's intentional. It's about choosing not to engage in anything that doesn't serve you. It's about stepping back, not out of weakness, but out of strength. Because when you're silent, you're not ignoring her, you're prioritizing yourself. You're saying, my peace is more important than your confusion. My growth is more important than your validation. My time is too valuable to waste on anything less than mutual respect. And here's the beauty of it. Silence creates space for answers. You don't need to force her to see your worth. You don't need to beg for her to come back. If she values you, she'll realize it in the silence. And if she doesn't, you've saved yourself the time, energy, and heartbreak of chasing someone who was never meant to be in your life. Number 8. The unapologetic walk away. Walking away without looking back is not just a move, it's a declaration. It's you saying to yourself and the world, I am no longer a man who compromises my dignity for attention. I will no longer tolerate disrespect or half-hearted interest. This is the moment where you stop playing by their rules and start writing your own. It's not easy. It cuts deep. It hurts because you invested so much, your time, your energy, your emotions. You gave her the best of you, and what did you get in return? Indifference, distance, a lack of appreciation. But here's the hard truth. The longer you stay in that space, chasing what isn't chasing you back, the more you lose yourself. And that's why walking away isn't just necessary, it's mandatory. When you walk away, you're not just leaving her behind, you're leaving behind every insecurity that kept you there. You're leaving behind the need for her validation. You're leaving behind the version of yourself that thought you weren't enough unless she said so. And as painful as it might feel, it's the most liberating thing you'll ever do. Think about it. How many times have you stayed in situations where you weren't valued because you were afraid of what might happen if you left? Afraid she'd move on without you? Afraid you'd never find anyone else? Afraid of being alone? But those fears, they're lies. Lies that keep you stuck, begging for scraps of attention when you deserve so much more. The unapologetic walkaway is about confronting those fears head-on. It's about saying, I choose me. It's about understanding that the only person responsible for your happiness is you. And if she can't see your worth, that's her loss, not yours. Because the truth is, a man who knows his value doesn't need to chase. He doesn't need to explain himself. He doesn't need to stay where he isn't appreciated. But walking away isn't just about her. It's about the message you send to yourself. Every time you choose to stay in a situation that doesn't serve you, you're telling yourself that you don't deserve better. You're reinforcing the belief that you have to settle. But when you walk away, you're breaking that cycle. You're telling yourself, I am worthy of more, and I won't stop until I get it. The unapologetic walkaway is also about power. Not power over her, but power over yourself. It's about reclaiming the control you gave away when you started chasing her approval. It's about taking back the energy you wasted trying to prove your worth to someone who should have seen it from the start. And when you walk away with that kind of conviction, it doesn't just change you, it changes the way the world responds to you. She'll notice it, not because you're trying to make her notice, but because she'll feel the absence of your energy. She'll feel the shift in power, the loss of control. And whether she admits it or not, she'll respect it. Because deep down, every woman knows the difference between a man who's desperate and a man who's determined. And by walking away unapologetically, you're showing her and yourself which one you are. Number 9. Building inner peace. Walking away isn't the end. It's the beginning of a journey that takes you inward, to a place most men never dare to go. Because when you stop chasing her, when you step back and create that silence, you're left with something most people avoid at all costs: yourself. And that's where the real work begins. Inner peace doesn't come from her. It doesn't come from her texts, her calls, or her validation. It comes from within. And for the first time, you have the space to find it. But let's be honest, it's not easy. Facing yourself, your fears, your insecurities, it's the hardest thing you'll ever do, but it's also the most rewarding. When you walk away, you're not just leaving her behind. You're leaving behind every excuse you ever made for why you weren't happy. You're leaving behind the distractions that kept you from dealing with your own issues. And as uncomfortable as it might be, it's in that discomfort that you grow. Building inner peace starts with understanding that you are enough, not because she says so, but because you decide it. It's about letting go of the need for external validation and learning to validate yourself. That means setting boundaries and sticking to them. It means saying no to anything that doesn't align with your values. It means prioritizing your mental and emotional well-being above everything else. And here's the beauty of it. When you focus on yourself, everything else falls into place. The silence you once feared becomes your greatest ally. It gives you clarity, perspective, and the strength to keep moving forward. You start to see things for what they really are, not through the lens of your insecurities. And in that clarity, you find peace. But inner peace isn't just about sitting still and meditating. It's about action. It's about taking control of your life and creating a version of yourself that you're proud of. That means pursuing your passions, setting goals, and doing the work to achieve them. It means surrounding yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, not those who drain your energy. It means becoming the kind of man who doesn't just survive, he thrives. And let's not forget, inner peace is magnetic. When you're at peace with yourself, it shows. It's in the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself. You're no longer swayed by external opinions or circumstances. You're grounded, confident, and unshakable. And that kind of energy? It's impossible to ignore. She'll feel it. Not because you're trying to make her feel it, but because it's who you are now. The man who once chased her is gone. In his place is a man who's whole, complete, and unapologetically himself. And whether she comes back or not, it doesn't matter, because you've found something far more valuable than her attention. You've found yourself. Number 10. How she reacts. When you walk away, the way she reacts tells you everything you need to know. She might not show it at first, but don't be fooled. Your absence will hit her like a wave. It doesn't matter how confident, independent, or detached she seemed before. The second you stop chasing, the second you stop pouring your energy into her, she's forced to confront something she never expected. The fact that she was never as in control as she thought she was. At first, she might act indifferent. She might tell herself and others that she doesn't care, but that's just a front. The truth is, your silence is louder than anything you could have said. It forces her to reflect on what she lost. And reflection is a powerful thing. It makes her question not only her choices, but also her assumptions about you. She starts to wonder why you left. She starts to question if she underestimated you, and eventually, she starts to regret. But regret doesn't come quickly. It's a slow burn. At first, she might feel relief. After all, she thought she had the upper hand. But as time passes, that relief turns into confusion. And confusion, that's where the power shifts. She begins to realize that your silence isn't weakness, it's strength. You didn't walk away because you were defeated. You walked away because you refused to settle. Her reaction also depends on how you carried yourself before you left. Were you the man who bent over backward, constantly seeking her approval? Or were you the man who knew his worth but gave her the chance to meet you at your level? If it's the former, your walk-away will shock her. If it's the latter, it will haunt her, because deep down, she'll know that she lost something rare, someone who was willing to give, but not at the cost of his own dignity. Here's the truth most men don't realize. Your absence forces her to see your value in a way your presence never could. When you're constantly there, constantly giving, she becomes blind to your worth. It's human nature. People take for granted what's always available, but when you step back, when you create space, you force her to confront the void you've left behind. And that void is powerful. It's a reminder of everything she had, but didn't appreciate. Her reaction might vary. She might reach out, testing the waters to see if you're still there. She might try to provoke you, hoping to get a reaction, or she might stay silent, waiting to see if you'll break first. But none of that matters. Her reaction is hers to own, not yours to manage. Your focus isn't on what she does, it's on what you do. And what you do is hold the line. You maintain your silence, not out of spite, but out of self-respect. You've already walked away. There's no need to look back. Number 11. Thriving beyond the relationship. Walking away isn't the end. It's the beginning of something greater. It's the start of a life where you prioritize yourself, your growth, and your peace of mind. And the best part? You're no longer tethered to someone who didn't see your worth. You're free. Free to build, to explore, to thrive. Thriving beyond the relationship isn't about proving her wrong. It's about proving yourself right. It's about becoming the man you've always wanted to be. The man who doesn't just survive heartbreak, but uses it as fuel to become unstoppable. This is where your focus shifts entirely. No longer are you consumed by thoughts of her. No longer are you checking your phone, hoping for a text that validates your decision. You're too busy building your empire. This is where you pour your energy into the things that truly matter. Your career, your passions, your health, and your relationships with people who uplift you. You start to realize that the time and effort you spent chasing her could be redirected into something far more rewarding. And the more you invest in yourself, the more you grow. The more you grow, the more magnetic you become. When you're thriving, you're no longer chasing anyone or anything, you're attracting. The energy you once wasted on proving your worth is now radiating outwards, drawing in opportunities, experiences, and people who align with your vision. And here's the irony. The moment you stop needing her, the moment you truly let go, is the moment she's most likely to notice. Because thriving is irresistible. It's undeniable. It's the ultimate proof that you never needed her validation to begin with. But thriving isn't just about external success. It's about inner peace. It's about waking up every day knowing that you're on the right path, that you're living a life that's true to your values. It's about being content with who you are, not because someone else approves, but because you approve of yourself. That's the kind of freedom most men never experience, and once you taste it, you'll never go back. Number 12, staying true to yourself. At the core of all of this, walking away, silence, thriving, there's one constant: staying true to yourself. Everything else flows from this. If you compromise who you are for anyone, you lose. But if you stay true to yourself, you win every single time. Staying true to yourself means setting boundaries and sticking to them, even when it's hard. It means walking away from situations that don't serve you, even when it hurts. It means prioritizing your well-being above everything else, even when others don't understand. Because at the end of the day, the only person responsible for your happiness is you. When you're true to yourself, you're unshakable. No one can manipulate you, control you, or make you feel less than. You know your worth, and you refuse to compromise it for anyone. That kind of confidence isn't just attractive, it's transformative. It changes the way you see yourself and the way the world sees you. But staying true to yourself isn't just about confidence. It's about integrity. It's about living a life that aligns with your values, your goals, and your vision. It's about making decisions that reflect who you are, not who others want you to be. And when you live with that kind of integrity, you attract the right people into your life. People who respect you, value you, and support you. The journey isn't easy. There will be moments of doubt, moments where you question if you made the right choice. But those moments are where you grow. They're where you build the resilience that makes you unstoppable. Because staying true to yourself isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about showing up every day and choosing to live authentically no matter what. And here's the beauty of it. When you're true to yourself, you never have to chase anyone. The right people will come to you naturally. The wrong ones will fall away. And you'll be left with a life that's not only fulfilling, but also deeply meaningful. So make the choice. Stay true to yourself. Walk away from anything that doesn't align with your values. Embrace the silence, thrive beyond the relationship, and never stop growing. Because the man who stays true to himself is the man who always wins. Walking away isn't just a decision, it's a transformation. It's about reclaiming your power, finding your worth, and embracing the strength you've always had. It's about breaking free from the need to chase, proving to yourself that you're more than enough. When you stop pouring your energy into people who don't value you, you create space for the life you truly deserve, a life of peace, growth, and fulfillment. Yes, it hurts. Growth always does. But the pain of walking away is nothing compared to the regret of staying where you don't belong. You are not like most men. You have the courage to choose yourself, to set boundaries, and to demand the respect you deserve, not through words, but through action. And that action is the ultimate game changer. Remember this: you are the prize, you are the foundation of your own happiness, and by walking away without looking back, you're showing the world and yourself that you are unshakable, unstoppable, and unapologetically in control of your life. If this message spoke to you, if it lit a fire inside you that you didn't even know was there, then don't stop here. Hit the subscribe button right now. Why? Because by doing so, you're not just supporting this channel, you're helping this content reach other men who need to hear it, who need to reclaim their power, and who need to know they're not alone in this journey. And let me know in the comments below. I choose myself. Write it, declare it, own it. Because every time you say those words, you're taking one more step toward the life you deserve. Let's create a movement of men who refuse to settle, who embrace their worth, and who live life on their own terms.